Welcome back to Indianapolis Colts Syndicate. Today, we're going to be talking about the Colts quarterback battle. What could be the best quarterback battle in the league? We're talking about Gardner Minshew, probably the best backup in the league. Little competition from Taylor Heineke in that regard. And Anthony Richardson coming in, being the number 4 overall pick, trying to win the job after only having 13 college starts. And of course, Sam Ehlinger, he's on the roster. We won't really be touching up on him, but he's an honorable mention. Right, so let's start with Gardner Minshew, a guy that has 4 years of NFL experience, 2 with the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he was drafted, and 2 with the Philadelphia Eagles. In his career with the Jaguars, he started 20 games. He had 37 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. Now, in his 2 years with Philly, he didn't play as much. He appeared in 9 games. He started 4. He was 1-3 in those games, and he had 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. So nowhere near the same success with Philly. Now, obviously, Jalen Hurts is there. He's a starting quarterback, and he's getting the reps with all the starters all the time. So Gardner Minshew, you can cut him a little slack there. He played pretty well in Jacksonville. Even though that team didn't perform well, he was 7-13 in his 20 starts there, and he threw for 5,500 yards in those 2 seasons, 63% completion, which is where he is for his career. With Philly, it was 62.5. So, right around the same area, 62, 63%. For his career, it's 44 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. So Gardner Minshew, he can come in and he's a safe play. You know what I mean? He's not going to, really go out of his way to hurt your team most games. And he's not really going to be the reason you're propelled to victory most games. Okay, but in his career, he does have 4 comebacks, 4 game-winning drives. So again, not a terrible pick. Actually, one of the best backups in the NFL. Again, Taylor Heineke is definitely in that conversation. I might even put Taylor Heineke there myself. But Gardner Minshew, certainly one of the best backup quarterbacks to have in the league. And then you have Anthony Richardson, the freak athlete rookie coming in 2023, number 4 overall pick. And without even trying, he's already put on 10 pounds, growing into his more manly body, which is already freakish. And he's put on 10 pounds. He has wild athleticism for his size, and he has a cannon for an arm. Like his wide receiver, Josh Downs, said, he flicks his wrist and the ball goes 60 yards. And from what we've heard about Anthony Richardson, the way he works and the way he knows he needs to get better, that sort of awareness is going to help propel him to, at some point, being the starter in this season. Whether that's week 1 or whether that's week 9, at some point, he's going to work himself into the starting role. And I truly believe that this coaching staff will make it to where he has to work. He's got to earn it, man. Like Gardner Minshew got signed with an expectation of possibly being able to play. And he's had some semblance of success in the NFL. So it would make sense to let him start the year, let Anthony Richardson come behind him. But one way or another, Anthony Richardson is going to have to earn that job. And after the first week of training camp practice, it looked like that might be the case. Obviously, he had the deep shot to Alec Pierce that we all saw. Then the out route to Josh Downs. That was a one-handed catch by him. That pass also Anthony Richardson. And then the other Josh Downs where he crossed across the field, 30 yards downfield, in stride, perfect pass, perfect accuracy by Anthony Richardson. So he's definitely shown in some of these practices that he could make some of these throws. It's going to be the consistency that's going to earn him that starting role, and that's what we're really looking for. He didn't practice in the first padded practice at all, and then he got some action in Tuesday's practice when they had full pads on, and he had a real pass rush coming at him. Everything was moving that much faster, and he struggled. He was 5 for 13 passing on the day. So as fans, we're going to need to see that get better. Now, obviously, you look at it, what were they working on in practice? They were at the 3-yard line, so tight red zone. It was also 3rd and short and 3rd down situations. Now, obviously, whatever the 3rd down percentages was, we need that to go up, right? It doesn't matter. 5 for 13, nothing was good. So we need that percentage to go up on 3rd down. When they start working on 1st and 2nd down, we're going to be paying attention to see what do those numbers look like. Okay, right now, Anthony Richardson's going to be under a microscope. Now, it's not going to be any different on this channel. We need to see what the number 4 overall pick is. Okay, we've heard about his work ethic. We've heard he needs to get better. Is he going to get better through training camp is the real question. And then Is he going to get better through the preseason? I can't wait until week one preseason, no matter how much or how little action it is we actually see of him. I just can't wait to see him on the field against other NFL players that aren't his own team. And I think that there is going to show us a lot of what we're going to get from Anthony Richardson going into the season. I think week one preseason is going to tell us a lot about what Shane Steichen's thinking about both of these quarterbacks. You know, if Anthony Richardson doesn't play much in the preseason, he's starting week one. But if we're going into these games with Gardner Minshew, he's with the first team, Anthony Richardson's with the second team, Sam Ehlinger with the third team, and the preseason just progresses with them in those roles, then that's how it's going to go. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was the case. Again, I would love to see Anthony Richardson get in the lineup as soon as possible to start getting those reps and to start getting better. You know, the only way to get better is to get in there. So I hope it happens in week one, but I honestly would not be surprised and kind of expect Anthony Richardson maybe not to play until at least week four. You know, week four, week five, let Gardner get the first month out of the way seems like a reasonable approach. And I honestly think that that's probably a likelihood for the Colts. But again, we'll continue to monitor this quarterback battle and see what's happening from day to day in practice. Is there anything we can pick up? And when the preseason starts, that's when we'll really get rolling on this conversation. So you let me know what you think. Who do you think is going to start week one? And when do you think Anthony Richardson is going to start if it's not week one? Do you think he'll play it all this season? You let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and keep notifications on to continue to get all the Colts content you could ever need. I'll see you for the next video.